you just come my way.
Come in.
Baby.
Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling? Now I'm here to do this video, and this is one of my little story times, little lesson. It's one of those videos where you be like, damn, I felt that, okay?
I'm about to tear this board up.
I feel like I should have been did this video, but I've been like, I try not to talk too much about people in my personal life or none of that. Even though I'm never gonna give you guys names, it's always been like, I don't want to do that.
It will just forever be a classic. It don't matter where you are, what you doing, who you around.
But I feel like if it's gonna be like a cautionary tale, or is it gonna be something that's gonna help you guys out, and I'm never gonna say the names, I feel like y'all deserve that, right?
You need to back your ass back up.
And I've heard a lot of my friend group currently talking about, feeling like that. And I was like, you know what? Maybe other women are feeling like this. Maybe this is a topic of conversation that I need to have on my social media, right? So here I am.
Take this shit back to the 99 and the 2000 and go find it.
Have y'all ever been in a relationship with somebody that you felt like they was jealous of you?
What?
My type is tall. He gotta be funny. He gotta be tall. I like guys like 6'3".
Have you ever? Okay, this is my story about the time that I was with somebody that I felt like he was jealous of me. Like, I felt like it was a situation and I didn't notice that it was that, like, this person was jealous of me.
Back that ass up. By Juvenile.
I didn't notice it. Girl, oh, that's my hair back there. Child. This 30-inch, okay?
And I'm at this motherfucking photo shoot and I'm about to tear it up, okay?
But I didn't notice until, like, I don't know, like, until the end, until it was all said and done, and I'm like, yo, buddy was really jealous of me.
I don't know when it happened.
So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna talk to you guys about it, and we're gonna have a conversation about it. Okay.
And I'm like, ah!
So let's say I was with this guy, I was in a relationship with this guy, right?
And the thing is, I used to be mad, like, damn.
I want to call him Bob, right? We're in a relationship with Bob. Bob is a standard name, right? I was in a relationship with Bob, and Bob, everybody in his family were social workers, right? Like, everybody was social workers. His aunt was a social worker, his cousin was a social worker, all his people were social workers, right? And what's crazy is I used to go to school to be a social worker. That was my goal, right?
Cause that's what I do.
But what ended up happening is that when I was trying to do that, I ended up getting pregnant, right? Everybody knows my first year of college, damn near got pregnant. Well, not damn near, I was pregnant. So I got pregnant unexpectedly, so I had to basically, well, I didn't have to, but I couldn't go for and do the things that I wanted to do because I was pregnant with my daughter. Like, I went to school my entire pregnancy, and then after I had my daughter, I kind of sit still for a little bit because it required a lot out of me, and then I was trying to work too and be a mother, and then, the whole situation about the father of my child not being as supportive as I would like have. He would feel like he was being really supportive. I just feel like he wasn't as supportive as I needed him to be at that time. So I put all my dreams on hold, right? Further down the line, me and my child's father is not together anymore. I'm trying to figure out, like, me going to school, get this degree, just figure my life out. And I happened to date a guy, Bob, who everybody in his family was social workers. I'm talking about on paper, me and this guy he was the one on paper, right? You ever met somebody that y'all just parallels? Like, my dad's a pastor, his dad used to be, or was a pastor and a police officer. Like, I was like, have grown up to be this good goody two shoes good girl, and he was the representation of that. So I just felt like, man, this, and me and this man was so much in alignment and just so, like, working together. Like, we just fit so well.
But that shit is crazy. Like,
so, but I never was thinking, like, I kind of just gave up on the dreams of going back to school, right? I just, I gave up on myself a little bit, because after I had my daughter, I stopped really believing in that part of myself and believing that I could do it, and I didn't think maybe the financial wasn't there, and just a lot of things had happened that I just really stopped believing myself, right? So when I was with him, I started, like, seeing his people be social workers, and I got inspired. I'm not gonna lie, I got inspired by his family. I'm like, yo, everybody is like a social worker, and I want to be a social worker, and they talk and having these real critical conversations about the world and just how, you know, and I'm just so intrigued and I'm loving every bit of it, right? So I'm like, you know what? He's like, whatever made you quit school? Like, why don't you still young, go back to school, get your degree, like, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you know, I don't know if I have the financial backing to be able to do that, to be able to, you know, I didn't think financially, I didn't know if I could do that. And I just didn't really believe in myself, like I said. So he was like, nah, you could do it. You know, I believe in you, blah, 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 right? Now,
Well, let's step it up a notch then.
this guy, things that I didn't notice, right? I'm the type of person, he had his place, I had my place. We both had our own places, but he was always at my house. And it never was a big deal to me. It never really was a big problem, right? But until I needed something, or until you know how it is, women, we financially secure, we hold ourselves down. We don't need no man to do nothing until you need a man. Then you're like, hold up, I've been with this man and he can't help me when I need, you know what I'm saying? You start feeling some type of way about your person when you need him. When you don't need him and y'all on equal playing fields, it's fine. It's like, okay. But when I need him, he needs to, and when he need me, I need to. That's how I feel, right?
My stomach been hurting. I've been farting all day because I'm just, why are you farting?
So he was around all the time, and he had a child, as I had a child, and his child was around all the time, right? What I noticed is we would spend all our time with me at my house, right? And I would pay for all the bills, right? And it wasn't a problem for me until I needed some sort of assistance, right? And when I could afford it, all my money was going to it, and I was, you know, I never, it wasn't a problem because I had it, you know? I was like, well, you know, me and my child wasn't going without because I had it. I had that security and I felt secure, you know? And I had it, whatever they were doing at my house or being, because we spent he was never at his house. I'm footing all the bills. I'm doing everything, right? So when he was like, oh, you could go back to school, you should do that. I was like, yeah, but, you know, if I go back to school, I'm going to have to, like, back on working. You know, I'm not going to be able to work the way I was working before. I'm not going to be able to hold down the bills the way I was holding down the bills before. I'm not going to be able to do that. So, you know, you won't have my back. You won't be able to, like, you going to support me, right? And he like, yeah, you know, I got your back. You know, I got you.
That sometimes people get offended.
And I don't know if he didn't understand what I meant when I said that, but he said he had me, right? Mind you, before that, I'm paying for everything. I'm paying for food. I'm paying for utilities every time he's here. I'm paying this is my house. He's here all the time. I never went to his house. The one time that I did go to his house, I'm not going to lie to y'all, me and my kid went and I bought groceries. I contributed because I feel like, yo, we don't be here. I'm not going to eat up all y'all stuff, or I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to contribute because we're here. I didn't take nothing from it. I didn't feel no type, like I felt like, so that was the situation. But it was only like once in a blue moon we would ever go, right? I only remember one time us going, but I'll just say once in a blue moon. It might have been twice, but it's never regularly. It's one of those things where I would have to sit back and think about, like, yo, when did we go? Did we go at this time? Did we go? I would have to process it, right? So it wasn't like we was there all the time. But so that was a conversation. He like encouraging me to go back to school and blah, blah, blah.
Damn, actually.
So I went back, looked, and I had some hoes, child. I had to pay some stuff off, child, because I ain't turned some books in, child. It was, I had to get it together so I could be able to even go to school, be in school, and whatever, right? So at the time, he was like, I remember one time me figuring that part out, he said to me one time, like, oh, I should go back to school too. I should get a degree, and I should, I should do that too. Now, mind you, I didn't think nothing of it. I encouraged him. Yes, you should go get a degree. Yes, you should go do it. You should do it too, right? And he went, and for whatever reason, he couldn't do it. I don't know, he was on academic probation or something of that nature, where he was attempting to figure his stuff out, and he just couldn't get back into school, right? Okay.
And they was like, no, you can't. And I was like, yes, I can.
Now at this point, I'm in school, right? I'm signed up. I got my classes put. I got everything. Like I'm telling him he got to get his stuff. You know what I'm saying? We both have like whatever he's gonna do. Now, mind you, he was trying to figure out the school stuff, so that's what I was referring to. He couldn't figure it out. They wasn't trying to let him back in, so he wasn't. He was working, right? Once again, things are staying the same, where I'm paying all the bills and I'm doing everything. Now, it started to affect me because I couldn't work as much. And mind you, I have a child that I am solely responsible for. My child's father doesn't do anything. And if he does do something, the most I can potentially count on him for is watching her. Finances, no. He's on child support, but he doesn't pay. and it'll go lapse. They'll probably, when he get a job, take his money, you know what I'm saying, take something, but he don't pay consistent enough to support me with our child. So majority of it, it's on my financial backing. I have to do everything for my daughter, to which this is my child, so I don't feel no type of way, you know. I laid down and I had a baby. Yes, it's his responsibility. I feel like he needs to do what he got to do, but he's not, so I got to do what I got to do as her mother.
It's so predictable and so boring.
You fed up.
And I'm so fed up.
So I'm holding down the fork, I'm paying these bills, I'm doing everything, and then I ain't working as much. So now I feel like I'm struggling. I'm struggling to go to school. I'm struggling to pay my bills, and I'm with him. We in a relationship together. So I'm like, okay. So I said to him one time, I believe it was like, and mind you, his kid, my kid, we all running lights, we all doing everything, and I'm footing the bill, right? One time, I believe it was some bill came up to like $500, right? So I said something to him, right? I was like, well, it's $500. He was like, what? There's no reason why. I believe it was like a light bill or something like that. It was high as hell. But he was like, there's no reason why it should be that much. You need to go talk to the office, you know, the office, and find out why it's this much. And he was more so arguing about the amount that it was going to be. And it's not like you go argue with the office, they're going to, you know, lower the bill, or, you know what I'm saying? You go argue with somebody, it ain't gonna change. But I was like, but I need to figure out how I'm gonna get this money. That was completely solely on me. It was me financially holding it down, me financially being able to pay for it, right? So then I started thinking like, okay, so I'm gonna need you to like basically leave or spend some time at your house, go home, because I'm the only one footing the bill. So if I'm the only one footing the bill, paying for everything, you need to go home. So then I can have it where I can afford it, because I can't pay for you and your child and then be paying for me and my child. You have a house. Go to your house, run up your stuff. Let me finish paying what y'all already put together, and let me hold down my fork. You go to your stuff, you hold down your fork. But me and you can't coexist together, because I don't feel secure as a woman, your woman, being with you, because you're not helping me financially, right?
Because it's like, okay, here come the killer, right?
And this is the part. Now pause. I'm gonna pause right here and say he has a business, right? He has a regular job, and he has his own cleaning business, to where he, you know, cleans and does what he does, right? And he makes money, right? So no problem, whatever, right? I know he has his own business. He's doing, you know, what he needs to do, right? He tells me, well, I've been going through the process of starting a business, of you know, and you know, when you start a new business, you have to invest in your business. So he's, I'm borrowing money from here, I'm refinancing my car, I'm so I really don't have the funds or the means to do that right now. So I'm thinking like, what?
Huh?
What?
Why are you doing that? Pause. You already have a business. My thinking is, why not invest in the business that you already have? Why would you start up a new business? And especially since I talked to you, I told you I was gonna go back to school. I asked you if you were gonna be like able to support me in the process, hold me down in the process, and you said yes. But you didn't. Then now you over here telling me you about to start a new business. You know what, babe? You right. This is him. You right. You know what I'm saying? You right. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? You just hold us down real quick, and then when I get my money right, I'm like, what?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, hell no. No, hell no.
I never found you funny. I never found you entertaining. I never found you smart.
I just found you annoying.
Because before I wasn't in school, I had the conversation with you about if it's a thing, like if I could do that. And we were all here for me, to which I shouldn't even, like, we didn't live together at the time. So I don't even know why, but probably because I felt like I was holding down, I was paying for everybody, you know, and I never made it a requirement for him to assist me, for him to financially contribute. I just felt like you with me all the time, you would, because I'm your woman. But if you don't talk about it and you don't make it, hey, you need to do this, hey, you need to do that, they won't do it. Not all. I'm not saying all men. I'm not trying to put that on all men. That specific situation, he wasn't trying to. He was like, well, why don't you hold it down? When I get money, I felt so irritated. I felt like I'm a cuss him. Like, I felt like I'm gonna cuss his ass out. I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting peeved off. Like, what?
Bruh.
What? Child. Anyway, so
then I started feeling like, oh, this is why I felt like it was jealousy, right? because I think he felt like because when I wasn't going back to school and I wasn't furthering my education, now he says that, you know, his family, they got a lot of social workers in his family. They making money. They're at a certain level, you know. They're you know, level. They making money. They doing things. Now I'm on my way to that path, right? By me going back to school, do. So he felt like, oh, I got to get myself together because my woman can't, you know, bypass me, or my woman can't be doing better than me. So he like, you know, did different things in order to put his life in order so that he could either be doing better than me or be doing as good as me. So we was here or neck and neck at the same level.
I rise.
And that's why I felt like it was jealousy, because I never made it seem like I never made it seem any type of way. I felt like he was trying to, like, me going back to school made him, he felt jealous of that. And when he tried to go back to school, he wasn't able to do that for himself. So somehow he felt like a failure, and to level the playing field, that's why he did what he did. And when I said that he had to go home, it was a problem for him. No, I want to sleep with you. I want to be with you every night. I want the luxuries of being with you. I was like, so then how is that going to work? Because I'm the only one paying for everything. You are here. You're just, I buy the food, I cook the food, we eat the food. You don't contribute. The bills come up, and I'm paying the bills for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the female. I don't want to be in that type of situation. You're not my husband. We not married. We not, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to put that on myself, point blank, period. And you showing me, for me, I felt like at the time, you showing me that you not even, you know, you shouldn't even be my boyfriend because you're not considering me in anything. In fact, I felt taken advantage of. I felt used.
When you a woman, like, people be trying to put them restraints on you, like, oh, you should behave this way and you should do this because this is how society feel like women should be. And I'm like, bitch, we out here birthing people. Bitch, this vagina is magical. Babies come out of here. I can do whatever I want to do with this.
I felt like because you're just stacking bills, and you know I'm in school, you know, like, I have to be able to take care of my daughter, be in school, and there's only a certain amount of hours that I can even work because I got to be here as soon as she gets from school. I'm trying to balance everything, and for you to be the person that assists me with that, you're not being that. You adding on to my load, you making it a worse situation than it needs to be for me. And every time I felt like I was trying to go up, it was always some level of weird jealousy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he felt like, he was the type of person, right? I mean, like, that would brag about himself. I got this. And I when he did it, I never really had a problem with it. I was like, that's him. He probably, you know, want to talk about his accomplishments. That's on him. I never put him down. I never said, like, that was him. But it pissed me off because I felt like, okay, you're bragging about your accomplishments, you're doing all of these things, and for what? Because I'm your woman, I'm your partner. I see that you're accomplishing, so, like, you're doing things, and I'm applauding you because of that. Like, are you doing that to, like, somehow make me feel small? Or because I'm here. To other people that don't know, maybe you could brag about it to them. But to me, I'm cheering you in every accomplishment that you make. I'm here supporting you, saying, yes, baby, yes, when you get, you know what I'm saying?
And I be seeing motherfuckers be like,
I bought him a business cards for his business when he was doing really good in his business. I bought him business. I contributed, you know what I'm saying? Contributed that way. And business cards don't work. It ain't even expensive. It's really not. But it's the thought for me. Bought like t-shirts and stuff. So I did. So I was proud, but I felt like it was always, every time, me going to school was a level for me, but you wasn't trying to help me with that. You watched me struggle with that. And then he said, well, okay, so why don't you just stay put for a minute? Stop doing what you doing. Let me get this business up and running, and then you can go back to school. What?
Why are they there then?
Why would I stop stop going back. I just got into school. I just got at good playing field. I just got accepted into the program. I'm on my way to success. Why would I stop doing things that contribute towards me do bettering myself and my child bettering myself after you just encourage me to do so because you can just so I can support you, financially support you, pay for everything like I've been doing. I was like, no.
You think Harriet Tubman was walking around with a fucking nice shiny fucking dress on with a fucking crown on her head when she was taking slaves to freedom?
I got so frustrated that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna talk to his parents about it, right? Specifically his father. I'm gonna have that conversation with his dad about it, and we gonna talk, and we gonna see what's up. So I brought it to his dad. His dad was like, well, why don't y'all just not be at your house and then go to his house for a little bit, and then that would force him to be able to pay for stuff and stuff like that.
Selfish motherfucker. Selfish.
Here's the thing. My house, I had a 2-bedroom. In my house. His house, he only had a 1-bedroom, although we both had, and his kid was older than my kid. So we both had kids. His kid was older than my kid, but he only had, I'm not taking my daughter over there so my child can sleep in the front room with his older child. Like it didn't make sense to me. I felt like why just not tell him to pay where he sleeps, help out, assist, or, you know what I'm saying? Something. Help, like, financially support, financially step in.
You want to know what? No, I am going to leave.
And then after a while of me distancing myself and I'm gonna stay here and pay my bills. Because obviously you're showing me that you're not able to take care of me as you ain't able to be my man for real. You not. So just be at your place and I'm gonna work. And once I pay my bills and I put things in alignment, I'm realizing that you're not a partner. You're not my partner, at least. You might be somebody else's partner, but it's not meant to be for me and you. Because I felt so lonely. I felt like every time I progressed towards something, if he wasn't on that level or he wasn't, it was somehow I had to stop what I was doing. You know, I literally felt like it was some level of jealousy of my accomplishments. Although I applaud him and encouraged him within his accomplishments, it didn't feel like I had a partner for real. So I was just like, no. Like I'm gonna, distance myself.
I go to school. Sometimes I be cooking. I'm awesome friends. Like, it's not all I be doing. It's just that maybe when you logging in.
Then he goes, well, if you want me to pay the bills and stuff, why don't we like officially move in together? Why don't we like not move in your place, but let's get a place of our own together? I was like, absolutely not. You have showed me that you're not going to financially support me as your girlfriend, why would I put me in a situation to where I live with you and then this could negatively affect my child if it doesn't work out? This is a tryout. I need to figure out as your girlfriend how it's going to be like if me and you were to take it to the next level. And you already showing me, you not showing me that you're like, you have my back. You're not showing me that you ain't no 30, 40, no amount of money, nothing, $20 even. No amount of money are you contributing towards anything. You watching me, I'm contributing towards everything. Helping with everything, with my child being included, everything. You not even going 50, you not even helping me, not even 50-50, that's nothing. Why would I live with you?
If somebody try to play with me 9 times out of 10, they gonna get their feelings hurt.
You have showed me what to expect. You have showed me what not to. You have showed me that you just don't consider me that much. You don't want to protect and provide for me. Why would I put myself and my child in that type of situation when you already showing me, baby, I'm not it. You don't value me enough to support me or have my back. Why would I put myself in that type of situation, baby?
Not gonna work. I'm a bad bitch. Where you going after this?
He was jealous of me. He was jealous of my progress because when I wasn't progressing and I was able to pay for everything was cool. But as soon as I start going back to school, you felt like, oh, I'm gonna go back to school. Like everything I did, it felt like it was a competition. Let me tell y'all, for my birthday, this man took me to his favorite restaurant. For what?
But you don't even know where he came from, why he killing us. We just know he here and he killing us.
I told him the place that I wanted to go, but he took me to his favorite restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Which didn't make no sense to me. Like it just felt like every time I try to take a step forward or I'm doing this, he felt like he had to like somehow match it. Like he had to, oh, if I go and I get an iPhone. I just putting that as an example, right? Just a random example, making it up, right? I get an iPhone, right? iPhone 6. He gotta get an iPhone 12. I get it. Like, he always gotta match me or be better than me, you know? And I felt like why don't you, I feel like we individuals, move in your own lane, be your own person. But I literally felt like he was jealous of me. So it was always, I was in like competition with him. Like every time I did something, he felt like he had to do it. I was doing something, he felt like he had, and I just got sick of it. I got sick of always feeling like, yo, and then you're not my partner for real because you're not championing, you know what I'm saying? You ain't championing me to progress. You just here taking, sucking me dry, and then you're not assisting me as I progress. So I was like, nah, like, you jealous of me.
Girl, you showing your ass every single day. It's like, what's new?
You was jealous of me, you're jealous of me, and I low-key felt like you just not my partner for real. I really did. I felt like he was jealous of me. I felt like he was jealous of me, child. And y'all, if you learn nothing from this, take heed to those little signs. Every time you like doing something, sometimes people can be jealous of the friendship or the people, how people think about you, how people love you, the fact that you got so many people, so much people in your corner. I felt like he was jealous of me because when we were on the same level, everything was good. But when he saw me progressing, I felt like he would try different ways to slow down my progress, you know? Like, why don't you stop, get out of school for a minute and back up? Support me in my dreams after I just asked you because you encouraged me to go to school. I don't know if you didn't think that I would be able to do it, and you weren't even thinking about going back to school, but as soon as I did it, you had to do it too. You know what I'm saying? Every time I couldn't have an accomplishment without being cheered on for that accomplishment, he felt like he had to match my accomplishments, to which made me feel like he was jealous of me because he started wanting things that he ain't never want for himself. I wanted to do a YouTube channel. All of a sudden, now he want to do a YouTube channel. I wanted to do I told him I did music and whatever, right? If y'all didn't know that about me. All of a sudden, he a musician. He did music in high school. He gonna get back into it. Everything that I wanted to do for myself, he all of a sudden, magically, it was a goal that he wanted for himself. Made me feel like I couldn't have nothing for myself because you are just jealous of me.
Bitch, so you better be happy.
And I'm so sweet and kind that I was cheering him on. Everything that I said that I want to do, that he wanted to do, I would help him. He said he wanted a YouTube channel. Let me help you start your channel. He said he wanted the business. I said, okay, well, we'll see how that's going to look. But I didn't want to suffer. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, suffer because of that, you know? Because if you're not going, you're going to be here and I have to go to school and pay and hold you down, then I could do that all by myself. I'm not about to be stressed out with all these bills. Let it just be me and my child like it was. If a man is not going to elevate me, help me out, be there for me, or we're not going to boost each other, hold each other, you know, down, then I don't want to be in it. I'm not going to put myself behind and hold you down knowing that I have a kid that you did like this. You're not the father of that child. Not trying to be petty, but you're not the father of that child, and you're not considering that child when you making these decisions. Like, I need to stop doing everything and not better myself for my child. You're not thinking about, I have a whole kid that I have to be a responsible, you know, you're not thinking about my child. You're not thinking about what it's going to take, well, you know, what she needs and, you know, my schedule. I can't work all day to be able to take care of a man and his child. It's just not, I feel like, and if I am going to do that, we'll take care of each other. It's never going to be a situation to where I'm providing for you, and you don't ever consider me, never think about me. I really felt like that, for real, y'all, that he was jealous of me. But that's just my, you know, little story. Tell me if y'all ever been in a situation where y'all felt like that a man was jealous of y'all, because I feel like we all been there. We all been there. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. I love y'all so much. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye-bye, guys.
And we get drunk and we talk about and we talk mess about all the guys that we hate.